go to beautiful school up there.
Well, why we got the trailer was because of Corinne, because she had been sick and we didn't dare go with our station wagon. See what I did in the station wagon? I had a pad and I had pillows and everything.
How long did you live in a trailer?
Well, after we traveled 2 summers with it, and then we parked for good in Pasadena here on Colorado. Then we were there 5 years in the trailer.
Oh.
And
that's amazing, because that wasn't a very big trailer, was it? I mean,
24 foot.
20?
That was on the outside, wasn't it, 24?
That's a
Not on the inside.
24-foot trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 5
But-
years in Pasadena.
but we had-
in Arizona.
Yeah.
We had an awning, a little under 20 some feet. You know, the length of the trailer. Well, the trailer was like a bus in front,
we've got
you know,
pictures of it.
round, you see. So we had an awning built for the trailer. It was 10 feet wide, almost 24 feet long. Then we made a cabana out of it. I made the first 3 feet was redwood. Well, it wasn't redwood, I painted it red, you know, like redwood. And then we had television, we had a cot in there, and we had
a Davenport that opened up to a big...
Yeah, and then the heater that was in for the trailer inside, I put it outside and hooked it on the vent into the trailer. So evening you got heat from the vent pipe in the trailer, which didn't take much, because it was an Eastern built trailer. It was insulated and everything, you see. So we were in that canopy, living in that canopy for all this time, you see.
Yeah.
My tools when you lived in a trailer.
I didn't have much of anything.
You built in back of the trailer, you built...
Yeah, I had a bench and so, but I didn't have too much. Oh, we had pipe dyes and stuff like that left in Racine. Then the second summer that we traveled on the western half of the United States, then we went back over there and picked up all the stuff that we had in storage and all the rest of it. I didn't have too much tools, I mean, but we traveled 2 summers in it, and it was the first month or so was bad because the trailer, the station wagon, was a Mercury station wagon, was not heavy enough compared to the weight of the station wagon in the trailer. I was pulling twice as much in weight than what the Mercury was. See.
What year of Mercury was the?
Last one made before the war. No,
42 or something?
40, 41, 42. The last years that when they made, you know, before the war. And then we bought that. Oh, and then, wait a while. About a Mercury sedan first. Then I took and found out it had a small motor in it. Or was it? No, that not. I don't know. Anyway, I changed the motor.
Thank you.
Then a friend of ours in Illinois side called up and says that where they're working, these are rich people, they've just got a new station wagon, and they traded for a new one, see. And this station one was the last one made, you know, before the war. Said if you want it, he says, I can get it for you for the same price that they allowed them to when they traded it. See? He was a chauffeur, and he meant an awful lot to treat people. A chauffeur did, you know. So I went over there and I got that station wagon, Mercury station wagon. Then when I got home, I found out that it had a small motor in it. Then I put another motor in it. And it was good. I mean, I never had any trouble going up a mountain. We had a map that showed what mountain it was not advised to go, you know, mountain pass. And we went according to the book. And one mountain I couldn't hardly make it. And the only way that I could get a start is to jackknife it on a highway and then start that way. It's the only way I could. It was so heavy.
And opened the door, and somebody had left the cabinet doors open on top. And
The latch.
The latch, yeah, and a big box, big box of oatmeal, and you'd swear there was a bushel basket of oatmeal. It had bobbled like this, and it was all over the place. And then he said, gee, when we got to New Mexico, he says, we'll have to get rid of some of this load. We've got too much weight here.
The trailer was so heavy. I had what they call a dolly, 2 wheels that you could hook onto the car, and then the trailer would hook onto this here.
Yeah.
And that would give it a like kind of a whiplash, see. So we stopped in one town someplace, and I went to the blacksmith shop, and I asked him if he could give me a guy for a day to rig up 2 more wheels in the back underneath the fender, see. And this dolly that I had, they were quite a bit smaller wheels, but it was big enough for that. So between the 2 of us, we rigged this here, and so I had 4 wheels in the back to hold the load, you see. And it was a 1920-something coil springs from a Chevy, and we put them on, and then we loaded it that day with a cement block or something, cement block, I think it was, yeah, not brick, cement block, and went down the road and adjusted it so it don't bounce up, you know, too much. It worked real good. Then when we came here, then I hauled trailers around here, and one party wanted me to haul them to this town near San Diego, little east of La Jolla, is a town anyhow. So we went down the highway, and La Jolla comes off here. There's a Y, you see. So I went a little bit beyond that, because I didn't know the town was right around in here. So I thought, well, he'd come here. And he took that road to La Jolla. And here I was, don't know where to go. So it was getting dark and no lights on a trailer. You can't be without lights. So I went to this town, and I thought, well, I'll go and report to the police station that he's going to call that his trailer is on the road and this and that probably. I went to the police station, told him that story, and I waited and waited there. Then it was past midnight when the fire or the policeman department told him where I was parked. And he finally came there, and then we started looking at 1 o'clock for a trailer court. So we went around, and I didn't know the town. First time I had been there. We went to see a trailer court and drove in there, and I woke up the guy, and the guy came and looked at his trailer. It was an old beat-up trailer. It was hauled from Minnesota and traveled here and there, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, the guy refused to take them. So we went to look for another one, and I told the guy, I said, well, the best thing to do is to go into this court and go to sleep and talk in the morning to a manager. That's the last I saw him. In Arizona, I got a job right away. Reynolds aluminum company. I walked in into the employment office, And it was pretty good size employment office, you know. And benches all the way around. And there was no place you could sit there and make out your application, you know. Applications were there, nobody to come and serve you or anything but applications. So I took one and I thought, well, as long as I'm here, I'll fill it in the old way, you know. I filled it in and I just in a few words told them what I'd done. And I left it there. Can't get no job there.
Now, what was your work experience up to that point?
Running a crane.
Running the crane.
But I had to specify certain kind and, you know, emptying railroad cars and pouring iron and whatnot. See, I don't know if I put it all down or not, but I gave him the 199-foot, how many ton crane was it? Well, anyway. I left there and I was going to go back to the court. When I got back to the court, it was about 5 miles, I think. The court manager came on and says, Reynolds Aluminum called you and they want to see you right away. I said, I just left there. What'd they say? Well, they want to see you. So I went back to Reynolds and they said, could you work tonight? Just that quick. And I says, well, I says, my family don't know where I am and I don't know where the wife and my family is, but I said, I could, all right. I says, but I'd have to call the trailer court to tell them that I'm working. Well, he said, let's looking at his watch, and he says, let's go and see the doctor, because you have to have an examination before you start. We went there, and the doctor was gone. He says, well, then make it tomorrow morning. So I started working there.
This was in Arizona?
Yeah, in Phoenix. And then...
What, did they have you drive a crane?
Yeah. And so I went there the following morning, and he said, temporarily, he said, you run this crane over here first. And then you got a button. You can't go into another department. You've got a button with a certain color. And so I got the button, and then there was a sign on a where you punch the card and says opening in certain bay, they call, you know, opening in certain bay, a certain crane and so on. I says, so I went to the foreman and I says, what kind of crane is this here? Oh, he said, it's a double rack crane. He says, you pour aluminum. Oh, double rack.
Yeah, it's funny when
I said, would I have a chance? Yeah. And I thought it was going to pay more in the first place. So he made the application out that I transfer it in that certain bay. Gave me a different color button, and he said, we'll go over there and I'll show you. So I went over there with him, and I says, yeah, I says, I'm willing to take it. And at the same time I asked him, I said, what does this thing pay? It was a 3 cents for a nickel an hour more.
Hours a day you work? 16 hours a day or 12 hours?
No, 16 hours a day.
16 hours. So the year we lived in Arizona, you did work 16 hours a day? Oh, Dad.
And, well, this was in 40... No, we left the Racine in 47, where we were in Arizona. War was over in 45, August or September of 45. And we left Racine May of 46. May of 46. And, or June. When was the school over? Huh? June? Well, then it was in June when the school was left, then we left, you see.
But you just came home each night, took a shower, and went to bed for a while and got up and had to go back in the morning, huh? That whole year.
No,
he came down here and in a month.
No, I got mixed up hours. I didn't go there for 8 o'clock. I went there, was it noon? And when I came back, Mother was already gone, you were gone to school. And that's, I forgot the hours on now.
Oh my word, that's an awful lot of working.
See, one time I came home, and how was it?
Yeah, it's kind of hard when
it was Christmas time, and there was a new set of, they forgot, or you forgot to put the pajamas away. And I put the new ones on. You could smell the new ones when I went to bed.
Now, what was this that we forgot to put the new ones away?
You must have been at Christmas shopping or something like that, and Ollie has bought me a new set of pajamas. You see, and new pajamas, they have a kind of a peculiar odor, you know. So I saw the pajamas that you didn't hide or put away. I put them on.
And then when you went to bed, did you smell them?
Mother smelled them right away. I mean, that was funny.
They said, well, you know.
Aluminum tubing that they come in 50-foot rolls. 49 they can't sell for 50 foot, you know.
Looked at 5.
Gee, and we had a copper line, but when you roll it and straighten it, and it gets hard and it breaks. See? So I bought a roll, and the people in the court saw this aluminum, you know,
that's why I'm trying to,
from the faucet to the trailer. You see. Gee, where'd you buy that? I said, I got it from aluminum, Reynolds Aluminum for a song. Gee, can you get me some? I said, yeah. I don't know, it was a few dollars or so, you know. So I got some aluminum for other people there. A little before we left, one day,
it's a job because when we
heard water squirting against the floor of the trailer.
I had to buy it. I bought a job.
Gee, that's funny. Sounds like rain, but it's not raining. In that short few months,
I said, you can take
the aluminum had a lot of.
And that's how I bought a job. And I took a job that I had never done in my life. And they said, you have to have.
I can't think of it now, but it's water. Water eats it up. But we left before anybody else got a leak. Oh, that was funny. Yeah. 16 and or 15 or I'll be 16 or something like that.
So everybody would have more room there.
And he says, if they saw you, he said, they'll reject you. Sure enough, they saw me, but they didn't say nothing to me or to the foreman, but they turned into the office that I was too young. So I had made an affidavit. My mother wouldn't sign it, but my sister would. So I had to make an affidavit 2 years older than I was.
Saying that you were that age.
Or 3 years older, whatever it was, you see. Well then, for a long time, I was confused. Now, what age am I?
Your mother wouldn't sign it, huh?
No, so I had my sister sign it.
Now, what was your sister's name?
Ellen.
Ellen?
Ellen. E-L-L.
Ellen.
And Well, I turned in the affidavit to the office and everything went all right. Well then, I don't know how it was anyway. We came over here and I got driver's license, and it says on the driver's license the 9th. She dug up something my dad wrote, and it was this 1907,
Would you
I
want
guess.
milk?
So I don't know what it is.
So you don't know if you're 80, that'd
I don't know.
make you 83
Yeah,
if it was 7.
Yeah, he was 81 and March 7th, and he had it on the 9th. You want the milk, Walter?
Yes, please.
Father to be.
Gotta keep up your strength.
Yeah, I have to tell you. I'll give you milk.
Well, let's see. Well, the daddy has to pay, but the mommy has to get up at night. So
Yeah.
Really, I don't know what. How old am I now? I don't know.
You're 81.
I gained a year.
Well, it's funny because I went in the bakery and I said, I want a cake, but I said I don't want a cake with nuts and I don't want a coconut on it. And this lady says, you're buying this for a man, right? And she says, yeah, they just want chocolate. That's what men want, nuts. I said, well, my dad's 81. And she says, he deserves the kind of cake he wants if he's 81. So the lady before the counter says, 81, huh? And I said, yep. He's hale and hearty and 81. She said, well, something like more power to him or something. I thought that was great. I thought that was great. 81 seems younger and younger to me. You know what I mean? When I was 30, 80 seemed old. When I was 40, now that I'm over 50, 80 doesn't seem all that old. Now, does 100 seem pretty young to you now that you're 81?
I didn't know I was 81.
Yeah.
Yes?
Now that cat's
I'll hold it and you.
That's all right. I'll
Got
hold
it.
it.
Here, Shirley comes
I think
in.
I was 19
See, she
and
went to night school, see? And then
how come
she's
you
supposed to drive.
picked out
She
the
worked this
best
afternoon,
one?
This morning, and then she had to
Wasn't-
drive
did you
Christy
want a
to
big
down
one?
to San Marino
No, this
for
is
Bigger
good
one?
for me.
And then she has to go to school Monday and Wednesday, and they got a
Maybe Wednesday
examination.
night.
Yeah, and.
Want a bigger one?
And
No,
then
I'm
she
fine,
works in
Grandpa,
the
that thing.
daytime.
19.
Now, I put that by Josh, and I put this by Corinne.
What's that?
On the left,
Oh,
is that it?
cranberry pudding.
Yeah, so you wanted cranberry pudding, he
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
that green
Green
salad. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Oh, see, I consider it. Oh, Dad weighed 13 and a half pounds.
And the doctor says.
Well, they had,
"Look,
them
that-"
days they had different kinds of scales.
Yeah.
And the doctor saw his big hands and says, this boy's ready to go to work.
I mean, Walter weighed 8 and a half. I thought that was big.
Well, what you call it,
Doctor was 10.
yeah, and Shirley was a little bit over 9, and you were 9.
13 and a half pounds, my dad weighed.
The first 2 years he lost weight.
God bless this food and those who will partake of it in Jesus Christ's holy name.
Well, this looks good, Grandmother.
Boy, it sure does. Oh, you got
Well,
you
there's
love this cranberry
another one in the oven. I forgot to, I put it in, see, I had this all made. And all I was going to do is warm it up, and then Shirley called with her problem, and she has to hurry up. She works in the morning in a church, and she works in the afternoon in a church. So she had half an hour here, so she had to have me look at something she's sewing for Christy. Oh, and those patterns.
March. The what?
7th.
March 7th.
That's the day that
It's the 7th. Oh, in California, it's the 9th.
Luther Burbank's
Okay.
birthday is 7th.
Walter, you want to carry it in?
Okay.
Happy
birthday
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandpa. Happy birthday
Yeah, he's always
once
doing
a
this.
year.
He
So
goes outside, he comes in, and he's rubbing his hands.
dear. Birthdays come but once a year. So happy birthday till next year. Wow, I think that the whole top's going to be coated in wax.
I think it's starting to
Yeah,
like room temperature fusion here.
yeah. Should he
Look
blow
at
it
him
out?
go.
Yeah, you better blow. Should he blow it out? Or are you taking a picture?
Okay, grandfather.
81 years. Happy
you gonna blow 'em out?
birthday.
Yeah, you blow it out. You blow it out.
Well, wait
Hurry
until
up.
the, wait until the cello gets all in there. The wax is melting and it's
Yeah,
making,
but we want that frosting.
it makes
Don't too just
Making a big puddle.
Hurry up,
it
hurry
makes
up.
a nice puddle in there.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Judy, hurry up, blow it out, blow it out. So
Gonna
look how
run
far
down the
down.
side of
81.
the flames there.
Oh.
They expect me to blow it out.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry
He's
up,
bumping up his shirt.
hurry up.
I think the fire department's
Hurry up.
coming.
Go, you're
Hurry
burning
up.
the cake.
Yeah, you're burning the cake. Hurry up, hurry up.
Wow.
Oh.
Yay!
Ah, yay. Ah,
Wow,
all the fire department.
you're going to town there.
Ah.
Do you have a smoke alarm in here?
Oh,
guess
we got it
not.
off under the table here.
That's all right.
Yeah, Judy, that's the table stuff. Yeah,
He'll cool off, that's all right.
yeah, but it'll burn that,
No, don't burn nothing.
Wow, look at that. We frizzed the top of the cake there. Burnt chocolate cake.
Oh, that'd really be good.
Yeah.
look at it ran down there.
Here too.
Yeah.
Here. I wonder if that's got any taste.
Yeah. I bet you'll be able to just peel that top off.
Yeah. Well, let it set up for a little bit.
Yeah, just let it get a little hard.
Yeah.
I bet if I put it in a refrigerator, we can just pick it up the top.
Probably.
Well, I never seen so many candles on a cake.
Neither.
I really went to town.
You sure you got the right number on there?
Yeah. Oh, looks like a forest fire.
Yeah.
What's your latest project, Dad?
Oh.
Your new planner
Boxes.
boxes. You're gonna make the boxes.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the box.
You're gonna, yeah.
It's gonna come dry this summer. The cats are gonna come in our yard.
Yeah. Say there should be
What
an
I'm gonna do
invention where,
is
you know, that you can put on
get
a
this
cake and have the
half-inch
candles
mesh
put on,
wire.
and then take the whole thing
It's like a
off
screen,
and then
only
take
real
the
coarse.
box.
And I'm gonna screw it onto the picket. And if a cat comes, wants to get over the fence, these here are gonna be a little prickly on their feet, so I don't think they'll come over the top.
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh, 2 pieces.
Wow, what a nice woolen shirt he has
It's
on.
pretty big to me.
Well, this is too bad.
I guess you
Yeah,
can always
it's
have
mine.
seconds.
I bought that at Petco. I didn't think they'd have anything like that.
I
But
think
was
on
in
birthday
there.
you get more yet.
They
You're
did.
supposed to get enough so that you always leave a little.
That sounds like a good rule.
What's that? You get more on your birthday?
You get so much on your birthday that you can't eat it all.
Oh, that sounds good. Pretty good, yeah.
Well, I'm sure Peter wishes he were here.
Yeah, I think of Peter often.
When is Peter coming?
I don't know when Peter will get down here. They're having a baby in July, and we may never see him again. What advice do you have to the younger generation today?
Oh, next week someday I'll tell you.
You want to think about that, huh?
I was just looking, Corinne's hair is gray and her mother's gray hair. How come I don't get gray like that?
Well, you're getting gray, you got a lot of gray.
I got nothing like that.
Oh, you got on the sides, a lot.
Well, naturally, its size always should be.
Should be.
It's only.
Yeah, Dad always had a good sense of humor. That kept his hair from going gray.
But I'll tell you a good one. I had a beard. Let's see, I was
You were 20.
Wisconsin 19 or 20, 19.
You were 20, and then you were 21 2 months later, 2 or 3 months later.
Well, let's not quibble about it here, too.
And the barber that I went a couple times a year, he said, you raising a beard? I said, well, no. Hey, I'll tell you what, he says, when you drive by here, stop in here, he says, and I'll trim it, see. Well, okay. And this went on. So I just stop in there, and he'd take a little off of here and then off of here. But my beard was not dark, you know. It was dark on one side and kind of reddish gray on the other side, I think. Reddish, I think it was. So he took some, I guess, shoe polish or whatever it was, I don't know, and he darkened it, see. And then one time I had a sharp goatee. I guess it was well, then at one time I had a sharp goatee, and then I had another one that was out this way, like way out, you know, and filled up. And whenever I went by, because he was so interested in it, and he'd take and shave his straight line in here and in here, I don't know, some kind of a design, whisker. Nobody had mustaches then, them days.
No, nobody.
Only
He was the only one that had a beard and everything.
Only the ones that were in the hospital, the one that had beards, and old ones, you know. And he got the biggest kick out of it when he could shave, you know, style it, you know. And he'd take and cut this, you know, real sharp. And I think of it many times. Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, grandfather, and we
Yeah.
hope you're around for many more.
It depends on the eye.
On the eye. You got one good one, right?
One good, exceptionally good eye, and the other one, I don't know.
Well,
It's got a peak hole in it.
you go.
Oh, that was funny.